Okay, it's just about 6:30. Well, close enough for government work. Okay, let's begin the meeting. We'll call it to order. And Lion Joe Farrell, would you say the pledge for us this evening?
I ask you all to join me. Thank you.
There's the flag right there.
Right. Thank you for bringing the flag in. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Lion Viella, would you give us a little invocation?
Okay. May we be strong in virtue, firm in time of trouble, and always ready to help others in time of need. May we be blessed as we work and live together for the good of all. Amen.
Nice.
Amen. Great. All right, now we need our tail twister, wherever he's gone, okay, to go around and introduce everybody. Bob, are you still there, or did you drop the flag?
I think his perhaps his camera became disconnected.
That could be. Okay, well, Lyle, you're in a leading position. Would you go around and introduce everybody, please?
I got it. What the fuck?
There you go.
Did you call me, Bob? I'm sorry. I was
Yeah.
distracted.
Lion Lyle, would you be kind enough
Okay,
to
I will
and
go
introduce-
around. My little eyes discern. Lion Steve Martin, Lion Joe Farah, Secretary, Lion Zenaida Lahan, Vice President, I think. Lion George Slay is doing something. Who knows? Lion Bill Graziano, he's in disguise. Lion Viella is still has her Christmas decorations up.
Yeah.
Line President Bob Lahan, myself, Lion Lyle Workman, and absent and just a black dot is Lion Bob Fenech.
Good. Secretary Joe, do we have some correspondence that we should know about?
No.
Great answer. Okay.
On that note, we did receive a thank you note from the Lion's Eye Foundation.
Superb.
So just the usual thing.
We almost get one every month. That's
Yeah.
very thoughtful on their part.
I emailed it to you, Joe. So if you
It's
didn't get it,
it's still in my email. Thanks.
oh, okay. No worries.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I have some things here that the sort of correspondence. The Peninsula Veterans Lion Club endorses for second vice president Kevin Guest for second vice president. It's a nice letter. I guess he's gonna, fill the spot that's been vacant. But they're endorsing him, and they got all kinds of things that the man has done for their club. So I got this, and I guess it's okay to do that. Okay.
He's been very active district-wide, attending all kinds of meetings and activities. Extremely.
He and his wife, they just go through all the meetings and training that they've been to and so forth.
Right. He's been kind of shooting for this goal.
Good. He's got it. Now, this is something I'm going to mention. We can't do it this year, but we've done it in the past, and that is Flag Day. Okay? If we had a school operating like we've always had the school up the street, and we could go there. But just so you know, we didn't do it last year. And I still got a box of flags up there. So when the Mission Education Center gets open again, to real classes, we'll try to take that up there. Now, for those of you who have never read this, this is the fabulous Sunset Beacon. Okay, it's the district paper for the Sunset out here. There is one for Richmond. There is one for West Portal, and there is one for Excelsior, but it's online. It's not in paper like this one is. It still is. But what I found in here is an advertisement for the Lions.
Wow.
So I called it. Okay, it says call Lion Paul. It says members of the Park Presidio Sunset invite you to join us for dinner. Okay, they're doing things by Zoom. And how the Lions support our community. Focus is eye care, student, blood drives, local organizations, international relief, many more. They talk about the restaurant that they meet at, and they meet on the first Wednesday of the month. But right now they're doing Zoom meetings like we are. So I called and talked to Paul. Paul is actually the owner of this, the publisher of this paper and the Richmond Banner and one more. So it doesn't cost him anything to run this little ad here. But I asked him, I said, because they're down like we are, you know, the members have kind of faded off into the sunset. And so I asked him, I said, what are you doing to get members? And he says that ad there at least got him exposure and got 2 members over the past 5 years. One of them turned out to be the Jewel, who went out and personally recruited other people into the Lions Club from himself. So he mentioned you might approach, the link paper, Excelsior, something, and see if they can do an article at least about what you're doing, because that gets you some, I use the word exposure out there. So I haven't approached them yet. I kind of know where they are, but I wanted to see how you folks thought about putting an article together about us and offering it to the link and anybody else that we can get published. What do you think?
What's Paul's last name?
It's Kowalowski, something like that. It's in here. Let's see, Paul. Paul Kozawicz, Kozakiewiczz. How's that?
Sounds like a good Polish name.
Kowinski?
Yeah. He and his wife run this paper. But he's also president of the Sunset Park Presidio Lions. So how would you what would you think about putting together an article or something about us and see if we can get it published in not only the link but any other scandal sheet we might be able to get it into?
I think it's a good idea.
It's a good advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Good. How about
people know that we exist? I think a lot of people don't know we exist.
Bill, that's it. People don't know we exist. They know the Lions Club, but they don't know that we in our quote neighborhood unquote exist. So is there any other publication or means of communication within the Excelsior district that could put this out on a website? What do you think? There must be a couple community organizations.
I'm not aware of any.
I sort of remember one back here that kind of a community activist group. Community activist, that's the wrong word to use.
There's the Excelsior Community Action Group.
Well, that sounds good. What?
But did they put out a publication?
Well,
it's a group of people who dispense information via emails about what's going on in the neighborhood and the city. They have meetings. I think May Wong was involved with them. Yeah, so.
Well, that's at least a source. If we gave them, hey, we're active in the community, here's what we're doing, send it out to the folks or whatever they can do. That's one. would you be kind enough, Yella, to send me if you have a contact for them?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay.
Viella, you may be interested to learn that what was Fregosi Florist now has a tenant, been leased out, and it sounds like they're doing something like Clinic by the Bay. They have the word COVID in their name, and I don't know the rest of it. And it's a short-term lease that they've taken out, a 6-month lease. But maybe you can keep your eyes open and see what kind of activity goes on there, and maybe do a little recruiting.
Okay,
Yeah, walk in and say hello.
I will do that.
Now, something from the past. Okay. Remember that?
Very good.
It does say,
That's what Al Gentile and I carried with us and distributed 10 years ago to every merchant and professional in the Excelsior, Geneva area.
well, I went through it. It would need a little editing, in here with some of that stuff. And of course, the contacts here on the back, but at least it's a publication that can be handed out, as Joe said, personally to people or businesses, or as we walk around the district or various places, no matter where we may be, to say, here, okay, come
We
join
gave
us.
one to every banker, every lawyer, every accountant, every realtor, every doctor, every dentist, you name it. We spent 2 full days canvassing and then talking at the same time. But we wanted to make sure that we left them with some literature.
Okay. All right. Well, what I would like to do is see if we could put, this is very nice, threefold, looks good, etc. But it needs some editing on it.
Of course it does, yeah.
And,
You want updating?
Well, the updating is where it talks over here about fundraisers, the charity raffle, youth and community, no barbecue. What happened to the barbecue? The golf, white canes. I don't think we ever did white canes, Joe. You may have. The crab feed we can keep there and add something else about the 49ers or things like that, so forth.
The last time that was printed was 2008.
Oh, the man has the history very quickly. But there's a little about founding our activity. Anyhow, I'm going to go through this and kind of edit it a little bit, and then I'll, send you a copy of the editing, and you can contribute, say this, don't say that, remove this, etc. But it still says that the meet at the Granada Cafe, okay, the first and third Wednesdays. But it's a few things down here at the mailing address, and the website would obviously have to be changed and add Facebook and so forth. What I'm just trying to do is, why other clubs are kind of struggling to keep membership, is try to become a little proactive and start handing stuff out and letting people know who we are, no matter where we are. Because if we can get them on a Zoom meeting, we can eventually get them into the club to have dinner together in some place in the world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the idea is to focus on Zoom. In other words, say check out the Lions Club. You can Zoom in on the meeting or something. Call for a Zoom invitation, and that way we can maybe get them, sink the hook. So get them involved. And,
well, I do. That's good because to say here, you put it in here. Join us at one of our Zoom meetings, or send an email to here. We'll send you the link to the Zoom meeting to see if we can get them to join in. Yeah, that's got to be mentioned because how many people do we know? All the clubs that I've talked to, everybody meets by Zoom now, and I've had one Zoom meeting already this week with group of guys and so forth. Okay. But anyhow, I will do some work on that. Then I'll send it out to you, and you can take a look at it. Okay. Do we have any committee reports, Lyle?
I guess we do, yes. Very quickly on the youth and community, everything is pretty much status quo for the time being. Since the last report I did in the last bulletin, nothing has changed. So that's where that stands. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. On football, 2 games have been played since the last report. Game 17 on January 9th. Winners were Diana Nuzzi, Victor Sambell, and Ward Donnelly, who won 3 times on the same game.
Wow.
So good for him. On game 18 on January 16th, winners were Ed Nazra, Bob Lahan, Larry Janolio, Diane Nuzzi, and Bob and Madeline Fassett. And yes, the check's in the mail. Check your post office box.
Cool.
So,
I'm calling for an audit of this.
you can audit as much as you want, Bill. There are only 2 games left. One this weekend on Sunday, and then the Super Bowl, and the football pool will be done for another year.
We're going to follow the NFC game on Sunday.
What was that? I'm sorry.
You're going to follow the NFC game on Sunday, which would be Tampa and Green Bay.
Yes, the Bucks and Green Bay at the top.
Okay, all right.
So a few people here are in the pool, so they just look in their mail every day for the check.
That's what we do. Yes.
They don't look at the numbers, they just want the money.
Oh, good.
So anyway, that completes all those reports. That's all I have right now.
So speaking of gambling, everybody knows we're almost up to $1 billion in the lotto. It's 900 and something.
No one wants it again. Oh.
Yeah, 900 and something million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big bunch of money.
Might be worth investing $1,
I think tickets are $2.
Are they $2?
Yeah. I don't know which ones are big, but I know the big ones are $2 a piece.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Lyle, we had a conversation with Paul concerning the student speaker. You want to bring people up to date on where we are?
Student speaker. Paul, I, and Bob Lahan met on Monday for kind of a pre-planning meeting. Just to get these things kicked off. Because we're going to do it on Zoom, it makes it more complicated. We're still working on the details, to be quite honest with you. And as of Monday, we have no speakers. So that's kind of where it sits right now. The various forms are being worked on so that they can be emailed rather than just given to somebody. We'll need some tellers and some timekeepers the day of the event, which is March 3rd. I believe we'll need 2 of each. So not necessarily at this meeting, but by the next meeting, please give it a little bit of thought as to whether you're going to be attending the meeting on the 3rd. And we need at least 4 of our members to step up and be either tellers who add up points and timers that just keep time. It's
February 3rd, Lyle?
I'm sorry, Bob?
March.
February 3rd?
March 3rd. Paul and I will be having more pre-planning meetings so that we can get the various formats down, do a little bit of testing as far as the functionality of the breakout rooms in Zoom, so that we can know what to expect, and also the members can know what to expect. So
letters that are going out to all the schools.
I didn't ask him what schools he sent out to, but he has contacted the schools.
Okay.
He has not received any replies.
He has a standard list that he's.
Yes. It's my guess that the process is slowed down because students are not physically in school.
Yeah, sure.
And even the administrators may not be in school. So that's slowing everything down.
COVID, yeah, because of the COVID thing.
Yeah, I know.
Does he feel that he can count on the same judges that he's been using in the last couple of years?
We just touched on that in our meeting, and there's no firm information on that yet.
Okay,
I don't know.
Husband and wife team, guy named John, and his wife.
And also Bob Lahan mentioned that he had a neighbor that who is a teacher and a police officer that may be interested. Bob's going
good.
The president's going to talk to him and bring all of his forces to bear.
Good.
Upon them.
Got it.
Bob, it's about this time of year that we set a date for past president night and nomination of officers.
Second meeting in February, right?
Do we do that in February or in March?
No, February.
February.
Well, can we do it the second meeting in February?
Yeah, that's what we usually do.
Yes, it's just a matter of you, the president, setting the date and putting everybody on notice.
Okay, well, and then let's do that. Let's say that we're going to do it on the second meeting in February, and we'll let everybody know you come and be ready to assume an office.
17th of February.
Sounds good.
That's a lot of assuming.
Well, assuming is the wrong word to use.
You will be signed in off. You will be assigned an office.
Signed in office, yes.
Better show up.
Be sure you show up. All right, now, anybody have anything that they'd like to bring across the table?
I received a bulletin from Lion Don Watson
Yes, you
down in
did.
Las Vegas. He sent me the fourth, well, I guess it's the second quarter newsletter for the Nevada district, which covers all of Nevada. And it's 15 pages long. It's very extensive. It will be, it'll be mentioned in the next bulletin. If anybody wants a copy, let me know. I'll email it to you.
Hey, I just thought of something crazy. Why don't we do a visitation?
Visitation?
Yeah, so if everybody's doing Zoom, right? If we can get a whole, call another club and say we'd like to do a visitation, and then we just get on their Zoom, right?
Yeah.
And so that would be sort of fun, and maybe we could put some points in the contest thing or something, but it might spice it up a little bit.
Maybe that's a place, Bob, where you can contact
Yeah.
the Sunset Beacon, the Parkside.
I'll tell you what, I'll call or contact Lion Paul. And
That's a great idea, Lion George.
well, see, they meet on the first Wednesday. That could be a good visitation night because we meet on the first Wednesday.
Right.
I'll suggest that to him and see what the young man has to say.
Millbrae also meets on Wednesdays.
Who knows, Joe?
Millbrae Lions Club meets on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard from Jerry Lowe, who's living there the good life in Carmel. Jackie has some issues. She's on dialysis.
Ooh.
But he said to say hello. She's had a rough go about. She has a few other health issues, but they're plugging along down there. And Jerry said to say hello to everything.
Excellent. Thank
He
you.
has health issues about her, or both of them. Jerry has health issues?
No, Jackie.
Yeah. Oh, Jackie does.
Right.
Okay, all right.
And in order to get the dialysis, they have to go to Watsonville, which is
Oh,
30 miles or 40 miles. And
That's green on the other side.
about when you move away from the city, the hospitals and the things are
Oh, yeah,
not that close anymore.
all right.
And luckily, Jerry drives. I mean, otherwise Jackie would be in a tough spot. So she might have to have work on her knees and do other things. So she's having a little bit of issue, but she's going strong. But they said to say hello.
Good. Thanks, Bill.
Excellent. Thank you.
Joe, how is Al Gentile?
I haven't seen Al or heard from him in about a month. So maybe no news is good news. That's all I can say.
How about Fregosi?
Don't know.
Going, huh? 104, 5, 6.
Joe, you just talked to Al, didn't you?
Oh yeah, Al. Yeah, he calls me now about once a month. Al Fregosi. I think because most of his contemporaries, if not all, are gone, and
Sure.
so he's got a short list of people that he has anything in common with. And we just chit chat briefly. How are you? How are you? What are you doing? And so forth, you know. And like I say, he just got his store leased. It was vacant for about a year. His old florist shop.
He's going to be what, 107?
107, yeah.
Oh,
His email address begins with a couple of letters and then the numbers 1903, 1913, which is the year of his birth.
Yeah.
oh my God.
oh. What's my mother?
And he still have presence of mind at that age.
Yep.
Wow.
Good memory, good recall. He doesn't sound like he's got dementia at all.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of history.
I tell him he's my role model.
That's what drinking wine will do for you. Keep going.
That's your idol, Joe.
Yeah, we'll drink to that, won't we, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you recovering, Lion Bob Fenech, on your knee?
Yeah, how you doing?
What am I
Your
doing?
knee.
My knee?
Yeah, are you okay now?
Oh, it's getting better. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
It's not good, but it's getting better.
Are you taking medication or just,
I'm
therapy?
going to physical therapy. No medication, no.
Okay, that's good.
I agree with it. Okay.
Physical therapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do want to bring up that I got a beautiful Christmas card from Viella. It was a musical thing. I showed my sister. It was very sweet, and I tried to call you, Viella, but
You did?
you're
Oh.
hard to get a hold of. But my sister enjoyed it as much as I did. It was
Oh, I'm glad that you did.
sweet. Thank you.
Welcome.
That was an original. That came out. That was
I like that card too.
a beautiful thought. Thank you.
Okay, well, if you think that might be it, that might be it, except for one thing. I did watch most of the performances this morning, and I took away one thing from a young lady by the name of Armando Gorman, a poet. And
Poet.
I'm just going to give you a couple lines that she said, but I'm going to encourage you to go read her total work. The lines are, "We are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to form our nation with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gazes not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We choose the divide because we know to put our future first, we must first put our differences aside."
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
The Chronicle published the whole thing, or you can get it online, but right
She's
one.
only 22 years old.
That's just a few. I mean, the young lady got it all. Okay, Bill, we need a motion to.
We adjourn.
Lady Gaga, she's a hell of a singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really good.
22 years old.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga was awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
she always has been.
And,
She's
Jim
a
Sawyer
great
with
singer.
Tony Bennett, they were just a great match.
and
Yeah, I agree.
thank you for the Christmas cards as well, Lyle. And
Wow, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I think Zanita sent me one as well. Zanita and Bob, thank you.
You're welcome.
And-
You're
and-
thought of at Christmas
And
time.
the Lawns too. They're very sweet.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm a bachelor and of various
Yeah.
degrees of
Yeah,
functionality.
Bachelors need all the help they can get. We,
Well, if we didn't have COVID, we will have you on the open house every 26th day of December. But
Yeah, we missed that this year.
missed it this
All
year.
right, Bill.
We've been doing it for years. But you're very special people to us. And, this Christmas is just one of those days we remember each other.
It's easy to lose connection when we're all sequestered separately.
Totally.
Yeah, you've got to continue it. Yeah, I've got the history people that I deal with. We kind of send articles, of history back and forth to each other on. And one of the things was that we sent today was each president, beginning with Ronald Reagan, has left a note in an envelope inside the resolution desk for the next president to pick up and read. We don't know what Trump left, but Biden said it was a very generous letter. We'll eventually find out. But each president has done that, some a little jokingly and so forth. And these are things that you may or may not know about until it kind of hits, a certain part of the internet. So we got those today. And then the different, ways that people have come in and out of office. I mean, how easy it was they showed a great picture of Carter riding along in the limousine with Reagan. And that was kind of neat. Okay, excuse me, Lion Jimmy Carter riding along, and he's in his 90s and so forth. But those are what we're trying to do, to send the little history things around so we can, at least be communicative with each other and say, are you still there? Well, here's a note I found that had to do with a piece of history in politics or San Francisco or, your area out here, what's going on and so forth. But
I'm sure that this is more personal than ever, but among us here is confidentially being disclosed to you, Lyle and everyone else. Lion Don Watson and his wife had COVID, and an immediate family, 3 members of the family. Lion Don Watson just got home with oxygen, and on and off he is off it, but he's gonna have another 90 days to get his next treatment, but he's home. His wife, Gloria, also tested positive and was just in a hospital for a couple of days and was sent home to recuperate, but she too has an oxygen. The other members of the family, Larry, just got home with an oxygen. So our prayers to them as a fellow Lions. And it's obviously very personal to us because we've known them for since 1976, 77. And it's very sad that I'm glad they're surviving this just in time for the vaccine to be given to them and the treatments given to them by the Las Vegas hospital. So I just want to mention that to you for prayers. Thank you.
It was there first for everybody.
Okay. Well, I guess we can, all those in favor of drawing the meeting, the Lions part of the meeting to a close, yeah, say aye, let's do it.
Right,
And
good
for
night,
those-
everybody.